we realize that it is not happenstance that Brian and Holly have
Ужас! Ужас! Офигеть! Сюрдым!
Машина на шоссе!
밤새 내린 비로 강처럼 변한 서울 남부순환도로. 우면산 꼭대기에서부터 하얀 물보라를 일으키며 도로 위로 토사가 밀려듭니다. 도로를 덮친 토사는 가로수를 쓰러뜨린 뒤 곧장 아파트
It's coming.
You're a danger changer! Holy crap!
There you go. Oh, it's more going. Oh no! Jesus! Oh, that is going to be a big wave. Whoa! It's awesome. Wow! No wind. Hey, whoa! Se fueron, ¡Scheiße! ¡Hey!
Their pickup truck, moments before the cab fills with water. Home video records the violent gusts of Hurricane Iniki as it destroys Hawaiian homes. From concrete streets buckled by earthquakes to fires completely torching residential neighborhoods, images of disaster and tragedy fascinate us. We may be appalled by what we see, but we can't seem to look away. Now behavioral scientists are telling us why. They call it the disaster phenomenon.
The Challenger disaster. Where were you in high school? Or?
New York-based professor of psychiatry, Dr. Michael Blumenfeld, has spent years studying what keeps us glued to the television when disaster strikes.
Other people are drawn to it for conscious reasons and unconscious reasons. The conscious reasons would be that it makes them feel excited and makes them feel alive to witness an exciting event.
The unconscious reasons have to do with sorting out our own fears. Blumenfeld believes disasters remind us how vulnerable we all are.
We're fascinated with disasters because these are events out of the range of usual human experience. They frighten us, they scare us, and then we want to go through it again, over and over again, to attempt to master and control the anxiety that the event has brought about.
Another lure of tragedy is our compassion for others, according to Los Angeles psychologist Dr. Benita Wirth.
For most people, it'll arouse their empathic response to human beings who are suffering. And they say, there, but for the grace of God go I.
Dr. Worth says our reactions to incredible disaster scenes, such as this B-52 plane crash, are not just emotional, they are also physical. To graphically demonstrate how our bodies are affected by watching disasters on television, Dr. Worth set up an experiment for World of Wonder. Several test viewers are randomly selected. They are individually wired to heart rate and blood pressure monitors. Then, Dr. Worth begins showing them videotape of disasters, such as the earthquake in Kobe, Japan, and the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. As they watch the tapes, test viewers show an immediate and substantial rise in heart rate, as much as 9 beats per minute. Dr. Worth says this response indicates that even though the viewers are not actually in danger, they are reacting as if they were. Each viewer's brain is causing physical changes in their body so that it can prepare to respond to the perceived danger and survive.
It's the fight-or-flight syndrome, if you will, adrenaline rushing into the body and the body preparing to defend itself or to flee from the scene.
Test subject Gwendolyn Parrish, for instance, was disturbed and emotionally affected while watching the Oklahoma City bombing disaster.
It all concerns human nature, you know. And it's hard to turn your back on tragedy, because it could be you.
Vincent DeSantis felt particularly strong anxiety while watching the Challenger tragedy. Even though he kept shaking his head negatively, he couldn't stop watching the accident.
When I first saw it, I must have viewed it 24 times, over and over and over. I couldn't believe this could happen. I didn't want to believe it.
Obviously a major malfunction.
Dr. Worth says there's a reason some people are drawn to view the same disaster scenes over and over again. Subconsciously, they don't want to believe it's real.
We want to deny that these things can happen. We keep saying, please make this ending different, please make it different.
According to Drs. Worth and Blumenfeld, the most surprising result of the experiment was that our subjects, who all live in Los Angeles, were not physically affected by viewing footage of the LA earthquake. While watching videotapes of that disaster, their pulse rates barely rose.
You underneath that?
They've lived through the LA trauma, and they know the ending of it. They know that everything's okay.
Blumenfeld says that since the brain has processed these disasters, there's no need for Los Angelinos to subconsciously experience them again. Research shows that watching scenes of a disaster repeatedly can actually be a positive experience. The work of Drs. Worth and Blumenfeld is shedding light on how we react. Research shows that watching scenes of a disaster repeatedly can actually be a positive experience. The work of Drs. Worth and Blumenfeld is shedding light on how we react to these situations. Research shows that watching scenes of a disaster repeatedly can actually be a positive experience. The work of Drs. Worth and Blumenfeld is shedding light on how we react to these situations. Research shows that watching scenes of a disaster repeatedly can actually be a positive experience. The work of Drs. Worth and Blumenfeld is shedding light on how we react to these situations. By learning what motivates us in times of crisis, we may be able to better prepare for dangerous situations.